Hello students, so welcome back to the new session. So once again welcome to my channel. So by seeing the diagram only you can able to guess what is our topic. So our topic is digestive system. So human digestive system is very complex, very complicated human digestive system. Why? Because very important functions are going to take place in the digestive system. Okay, so why I am saying it is very complex system, enduku cheptunanu complex system ante, so these all carbohydrates, proteins, fats, all are, when we are taking the food, all are in the complex particles. Complex particles means big particles. Those big particles have to be digested, have to be break down into simple components. Then only we can able to use that energy. That's why, so the human body is developed the complex digestive system. So this digestive system is also known as gut. It is also known as alimentary canal. Okay, so digestive system is also known as gut. It is also known as alimentary canal. Okay, so now first we will see the flow chart. Okay, so when you see the flow chart, easily you can able to understand what is the order of the organs. So first we will see the mouth. Okay, so if you see the digestive system, it starts with the mouth, ends with the anus. Okay, it starts with the mouth and ends with the anus. So first I am writing the order. You just note down this mouth. So mouth enters into the buccal cavity. So buccal cavity to pharynx. So pharynx to esophagus. Esophagus also known as food pipe. Right? Then after that esophagus, it is going to enters into the stomach. Stomach also enters into the duodenum, first part of the small intestine. Then after the duodenum, small intestine. After small intestine, large intestine to rectum to anus. So final part will be the anus. Okay, so this is a flow chart of digestive system. So in the flow chart, after the flow chart we will go one by one. So first nunchi chuddam. So mouth opens into the buccal cavity. After buccal cavity, it opens into the pharynx. It opens into the esophagus. It is also known as food pipe, through which food enters into the next part of the digestive system. Then stomach, then duodenum. So here we have the one important topic in the duodenum. See, duodenum is receiving two juices. So from right side, you see it is receiving bile juice, and left side it is receiving pancreatic juice, which is secreted by the pancreas. Okay, both are going to be release their secretions into the duodenum part. Then it is going to enter into the small intestine to large intestine to rectum to anus. Final part of the digestive system is known as anus. Okay, once again see here, this is the flow chart. మీకు ఏంటంటే ఒకసారి ఫ్లో చార్ట్ కూడా రాయమని అడుగుతారు. రైట్ ద ఫ్లో చార్ట్ అబౌట్ ద ఎలిమెంటరీ కెనాల్ ఆర్ డైజెస్టివ్ సిస్టమ్. సో ఫస్ట్ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ ది డైజెస్టివ్ సిస్టమ్ ఈజ్ మౌత్. ఓకే, అండ్ దెన్ బకల్ క్యావిటీ, దెన్ pharynx. So pharynx is also known as common passage. ఏంటి common passage? What is this common passage? Common passage for food and air. So food and air both are going to pass through the organ is known as pharynx. Okay, it is known as pharynx. After the pharynx, it enters into the esophagus, then food pipe, it is also known as food pipe, then it is enters into the stomach, stomach to the duodenum, duodenum to small intestine, small intestine to large intestine, large intestine to rectum, rectum to anus. This is the flow chart. This is the flow chart. Then we will see one by one. Okay. So everyone have to note down this. So write, otherwise take the screenshot. Okay. Take the screenshot, all of you. Okay. So I am erasing this. Then we will see the first part of the alimentary canal. First part of the alimentary canal is mouth. Okay, mouth. Right. See, mouth contains, see, mouth is the part for ingestion. Ingestion is nothing but what? Ingestion ante enti? So food is going to be entered. Food is going to be entered into the mouth. That process is known as ingestion. Taking food inside the body, taking food inside the body is known as ingestion. Okay. So inside the mouth, what is the space inside the mouth? If you open mouth, definitely there will be a gap. So that gap contains teeth and tongue, right? So mouth is going to opens into the buccal cavity. So inside the buccal cavity, it contains the teeth. It contains the teeth, and this teeth is responsible for mastication. It is responsible for mastication. What is the meaning of mastication? What is the meaning of mastication here? Cutting and crushing. Cutting, crushing and grinding the food particles. Grinding food particles. Grinding food particles with the help of teeth, with teeth, and then mixes with the saliva, and mixes with saliva is known as mastication. Is known as, okay, is known as mastication. Okay, this is the mastication. One mark question. One mark question. So what is mastication here? What is mastication? See, this is mastication. What is mastication? Cutting, crushing and grinding food particles with teeth and mixes with saliva. Mixes with saliva. It is known as mastication. So teeth plays very important role during mastication. During mastication. Ardhamainda? So mastication ante em ledu. So complete ga teeth is, so we have different types of teeth in our mouth. So those all type of teeth is responsible for cutting food, crushing food, grinding food, tearing food. Yes. So this, and after everything, after grinding the food particles, means in this process what happens? You have to understand one thing. See, mastication is the only one process which can able to break the complex food molecules into simple food molecules. That is the basic step in the digestion. If we did not masticate properly, the food will be as it is enters into our stomach, and it will take so much time for the breakdowning process. That's why we need to masticate the food properly. We need to masticate the food properly. Then only it can digest earlier, and we can get the energy also, and we can avoid many digestive problems if we do only one single step properly. Mastication. We should not swallow food after eating immediately. We have teeth, no? So we need to give work to the teeth. So what is the work of teeth? It will cut, it will grind, it will chew, it will tear the food particles. See, food particle tearing in the sense, carnivorous animals, obviously meat eating animals, so that meat have to be teared. That tear teeth also we have, like canines. Those canines are responsible for tearing the food substances. After the everything, these particles are going to be mixes with saliva. Mixes with saliva. After that, the food is going to be enters into the pharynx. through pharynx it enters into the food pipe. Through pharynx it enters into the food pipe. So this is about the mouth and buccal cavity. Two parts, mouth and buccal cavity. One is mouth, another one is, so mouth is the organ for ingestion, and in the buccal cavity it contains teeth and tongue. So both are responsible for mastication and swallowing. Okay, mastication and swallowing. So what is mastication? So here we have two definitions. One is ingestion, another one is the mastication. Ingestion means taking the food inside the mouth, inside the body, is known as ingestion. Then mastication means cutting and crushing and grinding the food with food particles with the teeth and then mixes with the saliva is known as mastication. Okay, so take the screenshot. Okay, taken. Next we'll see there's another important question, that is salivary glands. So salivary glands. So what are the salivary glands are present? So ఈ salivary glands నుంచి definitely గా we have the question. Salivary glands which secrete saliva. Salivary glands. Okay. So why I am saying this? Very important 2 marks answer. Very important 2 marks answers. What is the question will be, how many pairs of salivary glands are present and what are they? Okay, how many pairs of salivary glands are present and what are they? So how many pairs of salivary glands are present? 3 pairs. So 3 pairs of salivary glands are present. Okay, 3 pairs of salivary glands are present. And what are those 3 pairs of salivary glands? See here. See, parotid glands, submaxillary glands, okay, and then sublingual, okay. So these are the 3 pairs of glands present outside the buccal cavity. So it is not present inside the mouth. So saliva mouth lone untundi kada, glands kuda mouth lone untayante kaadu. So ee buccal cavity outside. So these glands are present outside the buccal cavity. For example, parotid glands present near the pharynx. Above the pharynx. It is present above the pharynx. See, submaxillary. Maxillary means teeth. Yes, maxillary means, so sub means below the teeth. Sub means below the teeth, means these glands are present below the teeth. Okay, lower jaw. It contains in the lower jaw. And then sublingual. Lingua means tongue. So below the tongue. Okay, below the tongue. So salivary glands are 3 pairs. One is parotid glands, submaxillary glands and sublingual glands. So parotid glands present above the pharynx, submaxillary present below the teeth, sublingual present below the tongue. Okay, got 2 marks. 2 marks question. So salivary glands. Then take the screenshot. Yes, now we'll go to the pharynx. So pharynx already meeku flow chart lo cheppanu kada. Excuse me. Pharynx is a common passage. See, common passage for food and air. See here, this is the pharynx part. Through which, see, this one is the trachea. The ring-like structures is known as trachea. So it is allowing the air inside and at the same time food. Okay, food. That's why it is known as common passage. Okay, now we'll see the esophagus. Esophagus means food pipe. See, here also we have 2-mark question. Esophagus, ఏంటి 2-mark question? What is the 2-mark question here? So common MCQ will be pharynx, common passage. What is common passage for food and air? Pharynx is the common passage for food and air. So esophagus, what is the question here? Peristaltic movement. What is the meaning of peristaltic movement? సో పెరిస్టాల్టిక్ మూమెంట్ మీకు తెలియాలంటే ఒక సింపుల్ డయాగ్రామ్ సరిపోతుంది. ఇక్కడ ఈసోఫేగస్ ఉందా, ఇట్ ఈస్ జస్ట్ ఏ మస్కులర్ ట్యూబ్. ఇట్ ఈస్ ఏ మస్కులర్ ట్యూబ్, రైట్? సో ఇట్ ఈస్ మేడప్ ఆఫ్ మజిల్స్. సో వాట్ ఆర్ ద మజిల్స్ హియర్? వన్ ఈజ్ longitudinal muscles and then second one is the circular muscles. So longitudinal, yes, this one will be longitudinal and this one will be circular muscles. So both are going to helpful in the contractions. ఏదైనా ఆర్గాన్ మజిల్స్తో మేడప్ అయిందంటే సో they're having the function of contraction. Why it is the need of contraction? Because wait, see here, this is the food pipe. So food is present here. So food pipe, when it is taking inside directly at a time, it is not passing into the stomach. So it is going to interrupt in the middle. So small portions of the food is going to be sent into the stomach portion. So how the movement will be? See here, wavy movement. It looks like a wave. The wave-like movement by the esophagus to pass the bolus. What we call these food particles? As a bolus. Small food particles, saliva to mix in food particles ni manam bolus annam. Okay, ee bolus at a time పాస్ కాకుండా చూడాలంటే సో ఈ మజిల్స్ అన్నీ మిడిల్లో కాంట్రాక్ట్ అయినప్పుడు ఆటోమేటిక్గా బ్యాక్ ఫుడ్ పార్టికల్ is going to stop for some time, thus the front particle is going to move forward. So for the convenience of stomach, during that time what happens? Stomach is going to start its secretions, hydrochloric acids, enzymes. It is going to release its acids. So before the food is going to be enters into the stomach portions. That's why so it is very important questions in the esophagus part. So esophagus is also known as food pipe and peristaltic movement shown by the esophagus. Peristaltic movements are nothing but the wave-like movement by the muscles, wave-like movements by the longitudinal and circular muscles to pass the food particles in the intermediate levels, regular intervals. It is going to pass the food into the stomach in a regular intervals of time. Okay, so that's why it is known as peristaltic movement. So one thing you have to know here, peristaltic movement not only takes place in the esophagus, the peristaltic movement is going to starts from esophagus, ends with the anus, means entire alimentary canal, total alimentary canal kuda peristaltic movement చూపిస్తుంది. Why? Because entire alimentary canal is made up of smooth muscles. So when there is a muscle, automatically the contractions are going to take place, contractions and relaxations. So slowly the food is going to be passed entire alimentary canal. Okay, entire alimentary canal. So that is about the esophagus. And then stomach. See the stomach portion, it is a J-shaped bag-like structure. And it is responsible for protein digestion. So one thing I forgot to tell you, salivary glands releases an enzyme is known as salivary amylase. So this salivary amylase is also known as ptyalin. Okay, ptyalin, salivary amylase. Okay, Next we have stomach. Okay, in the stomach the juices are going to be released, and in the, what are the juices I said? See, hydrochloric acid, releasing hydrochloric acid, and enzymes. Hydrochloric acids and enzymes are responsible for the digestion of the proteins. Protein digestion takes place in the stomach. So after digesting the food and it is mixed in with the hydrochloric acid in the stomach. See, in the stomach the food, partially digested food mixes with hydrochloric acid and it forms as chyme. The food, what is chyme? We have question, MCQ or 1 mark. Okay, for the food, partially digested food molecules, the partially digested food molecules mixes with the hydrochloric acid, and that partially digested food is known as chyme. Okay, right? So that is the today's topics. So tomorrow we are going to see the small intestine structure. Why? Because small intestine itself, it is a 4 marks answer. అందుకని ఏంటంటే 4 మార్క్స్ ఆన్సర్ కాబట్టి మనం డీటెయిల్గా చెప్పుకోవాలి. సో దిస్ స్మాల్ ఇంటెస్టైన్ అండ్ ద రిమైనింగ్ మెకానిజం ఆఫ్ డైజెషన్. సో ఇన్ ద నెక్స్ట్ సెషన్ ఐఎమ్ గోయింగ్ టు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ యూ. ఓకే, ఐ హోప్ యూ ఆల్ లైక్ ద వీడియో. సో ఈ వీడియో మటుకు మీకు నచ్చినట్టయితే డెఫినెట్గా లైక్ చేయండి, షేర్ చేయండి, ఇంకా సబ్స్క్రైబ్ టు మై ఛానల్. థ్యాంక్ యూ గైస్.